The starting soon screen is up.
Cool. Is he in Discord? I don't hear anything.
He is in Discord. I don't think he hasn't said anything.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
You're not in Discord.
I am. I was. Oh, you're right. I'm not in Discord anymore. I was.
Mics are hot.
Yeah, we know.
Maybe. TikTok taking a concerningly long time to go live. There it goes. Okay. So we're in the starting soon.
Yep. I got YouTube up.
What up, Queso?
We're up to 203 on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll the intro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? Did you guys know that the Philadelphia Eagles traded Carson Wentz and got the following players? Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Carter, and Cooper DeJean. My name's Ben Kepler.
I did see that. I'm Ben Yukonis.
This is the Wombo Combo Show. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well today. It's a cold, snowy, frigid day here in the Pittsburgh area.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not very fun. Not very fun. And with
Everything
no
is
football.
Ice. Everything is ice.
Yeah, everything's ice. My truck was stuck in my driveway for like 3 days. First week with no football. First Sunday, no football.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing to be
Feel
honest
lost.
with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do anymore.
It's not very
So.
great. Going to cover a little bit of news that has been up here in the NFL. And we're going to break into a little bit of hockey, a little bit of NBA talk. We got a couple different topics to cover with you guys today. So hope you're joined in with us here. And here we go. So the first thing, Ben, I wanted to talk to you about is just guys who got either added or dropped today.
Yeah.
So for the Browns,
Yep.
we had Nyheim Hines. Hasn't played in a while because he keeps getting injured. Running back, kick returner. He was on the Browns in his second year there. He's been cut.
Okay.
And then on the opposite side, we have someone getting signed, and that's the Panthers have gotten Andy Dalton back. He's on a 2-year deal. He's going to sit behind old Bryce Young for a little while.
Good old red rifle. He's a solid backup quarterback in the league nowadays. So good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, I told you before the show, and you said, yeah, I like that a lot. So
I wouldn't. I mean, that's someone who I would love to have as a backup quarterback for anyone.
No, honestly, I
know?
agree. I absolutely agree. I actually think he's better than some starting quarterbacks, such as maybe a Derek Carr, for instance. So
I feel
they're
like
on the same
they're
level.
On the same level. I think Derek Carr's still okay as a starter. He's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just I mean, when he was having an MVP year the one year, what was it, 2013, 2014?
That's a long time ago.
I know it's a long time ago, but he was playing lights out.
Yeah.
So until he got hurt, he tore his ACL last game of the year before they went into the playoffs and eventually lost.
Right.
So,
The Saints were a part of that trade that I was talking about with the Eagles. Not to get off topic here, but did you know that?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, they swapped with the Eagles, and that's one of the reasons why they ended up with Chris Olave in the end. How about that one?
Oh.
They traded up for him.
Okay.
Other things that we have for you guys is the Steelers this week apparently tried to reach out to the GM who doesn't exist on the Jaguars to get Trevor Lawrence. That was crazy. Trevor Lawrence found out from Adam Schefter. How about that? Don't don't have anybody running their front office right now.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we're in the off season. What's going on down in Duval County? Like,
I don't want Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I get it. He'd probably be the best quarterback the Steelers would have had since Ben Roethlisberger.
yes,
But
no,
yeah. The Steelers have said they want a mobile quarterback. We have one. He's still here in Pittsburgh. We just need to sign him.
yes, yes. Make sure you're paying attention for some content we're going to be dropping, because we're going to be talking about each one of the teams in their offseason, what they're going to be doing. Steelers, I went pretty deep on the Justin Fields thing. So make sure you're paying attention for that. Dropping here soon, guys. But yeah, they were going to offer a 1st and 2nd round pick for Trevor Lawrence.
I mean,
no, that's a lot. It's too much for me.
Yeah, and he had a setback year after doing well in 2023.
Injured twice.
Yeah.
So
I just no.
Yeah, it's not for me. Steelers, just stick with Justin Fields, my guy. Come on. Other NFL news. We'll stick on the NFL for now, and then we'll divulge into some other sports here.
Yeah.
Chiefs fans. I want to talk to you specifically here, Chiefs fans. I've been looking, on social media this week. The big thing has been, these Eagle fans are being too rude. They're rubbing it in too much. Do you not know about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Is this like your first time interacting with Philadelphia? This is what they do. We knew this was going to happen. Come on. Let them enjoy themselves. But Philadelphia people aren't filtered. They go in. No. They go hard.
Yeah.
I mean, for us.
They're rugged. They're rough. They're tough. They're rude.
Yeah. And they got the smart comments.
Yeah.
It just is what it
is. And what did you expect from Eagles fans after they won the Super Bowl?
Right. And this is not hate towards Eagles.
This is not hate at all. No. This is their fan base is incredibly loyal to their team.
What they do.
So it's what they do. We know as hockey wise,
exactly,
for the rivalry between the Pens and Flyers, just how ruthless Flyers fans can be.
Exactly.
We dish it back too, but
Broad Street bullies.
So that's just what Philly does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know you guys are in the Midwest, most of you there who aren't bandwagon Chiefs fans, but yeah, people out here aren't as nice on the East Coast. It's just how it goes, man. Deal with it. Sorry, maybe you'll get them next year. Other things I wanted to talk about, they're NFL related. We have some T. Higgins news. It kind of seems like he is going to be once again franchise tagged. Yeah. Ben, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it makes sense to keep him there.
100%.
Because that's it. I mean, regardless of how good or bad their defense has been, it's always been Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins running that show over there in Cincinnati.
They have 2 number 1 wide receivers.
Oh, yeah. And why break that up?
Exactly.
Why break that up?
I agree.
Because that's arguably the best wide receiver duo in the league.
One of the, yes. It's in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, in my opinion, I think it's the best.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't hate it. It's what got me to the victory in fantasy football championships there, Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. So
I just there's no reason to break up that core there in Cincinnati.
Now it's going to cost them an arm and a leg.
Oh yeah, for sure.
$26 million, and they don't really have a lot of money outside of that $26 million. So they're going to have to figure out how to restructure some stuff.
Yeah. So they're probably going to lose Trey Hendrickson.
He's still under contract.
Yeah,
but he have to cut. He might be
he might be cut, or they might trade him. I think he might be on the way out.
They got Jermaine Pratt, who was one of the defensive captains, who's requested a trade, so he is definitely out. Most definitely out.
Yeah, probably. I can see them wanting to retain T. Higgins and then just going young on defense through the draft, and probably maybe a free agent here and there.
But some not big name ones.
Not big name guys,
Yeah.
no, and mainly build up that defense through the draft.
I think so too. They need to go with young guys to build the core.
What Eagles are doing right now.
100%.
All their defensive guys are young. They're all first, second year guys, third year guys, with the exception of like Josh Sweat, who is going to hit free agency.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I would say if we're looking at the Bengals, I mean, the biggest problem was the defense this season. And what they have done so far is they've gotten rid of Lou Anarumo. They've brought in a guy named Golden. Now, he was the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame this season in the national championship.
Okay.
And years prior to that, he was the linebacker coach for the Bengals. So this is a familiar face who's coming back.
Yeah.
With a little more prestige. I kind of like it. I think it's a good hire. I think that it'll probably work out. Hopefully his ability with college players will move forward into these young guys that you're saying they're going to rebuild the team with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, plus anyone's got to be better than their DC from last year. He was awful.
Who used to be he was a brand name guy.
Yeah, but he was.
He really was
bad.
They were really bad. They absolutely were.
They got better at the end of the year, but by then it was too little, too late.
Dude, they were 22nd worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah,
it was Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, up until about like week 13, week 14, they were dead last.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, started the season 1-5 was it, or 1-4, something around there.
Something like
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. And they were all one-score games. Kept in, they were kept in the game by
100%.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, I agree with you completely. The one nice thing that they did get out of this year is Chase Brown's maturity. He's matured into a pretty good running back.
Yeah.
Chase Brown. So I don't think that they really need to look too deep in the running back. Maybe they need somebody to change of pace, a power back to go behind him, because he's a pass catcher. He's a, one-cut guy. He's not a big power running
speed.
back.
He's got nice speed to him.
Exactly.
I was high on Chase Brown actually coming in the last season.
Kind of like Judkins to them, maybe like a Judkins or something like that. And late in the draft, who's a little bit more of a power back build.
Yeah.
So something to look at. Maybe even Cam Scatterbo. Don't call me crazy yet, but I
mean, there's plenty of running backs in the draft that you can get third, fourth, even fifth round.
100%. 100%.
So,
this is like one of the deepest running back drafts I think we've had in a while.
Yeah,
leading off with Ashton Genty and Omarion Hampton, but even behind them in the later rounds, there's a lot of really good guys. Also, a lot of good wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
This draft's kind of thick, man. I don't like the quarterbacks, but everything else is like, dang.
Yeah, quarterback class is kind of weak. Wide receiver still, it's still good, but it's not like it hasn't been as years in the past where there's always like 3-4 guys that are clear cut number one wide receivers. A lot of these wide receivers that are coming out this year, they're nice pieces.
You got McMillan.
They have potential to be a number one, but most of them kind of project as a wide receiver 2 slot guy.
Yeah.
Type. So
and Miko.
I mean, and then there's sleeper picks. Like I saw a thing. There's a kid from Virginia Tech. His name escapes me. I just saw it today.
Okay.
But he's like 6'3".
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver from Virginia Tech.
Okay.
He was somewhere else and he transferred, and he got hurt one year. But they're talking about him as like a sleeper late round pick.
Okay.
So I mean, there's guys you can find.
Yeah,
wide receiver.
There's a lot of day 3 picks that I think are going to mature into people that you hear their name, whether you're paying attention for fantasy football or you're paying attention for, just as a fan of football as a whole. So definitely going to be a fun draft as we move forward to that, guys. So let's take a look at some other stuff that I had here. I don't think I mentioned this one yet. This is like kind of the dark side of the NFL news here. We got someone whose career is about to be 100% over, unless he gets Deshaun Watson somehow. But that's Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker, 7 more women have come out with allegations of misconduct towards him. So I don't know. June 1st, if he is still on the team, they can cut him and they will receive $4 million.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. Justin Tucker, not a good look, dude. Don't have anything nice to say about you. I'm going to keep that to myself. But to those people affected, feel for you, and I hope that you get justice for that. I hope your career's over, Tucker. I mean, it should be because you are one of the worst kickers in the NFL right now.
To be fair, allegedly.
I guess
it's all allegedly, but like still, I mean, I don't know.
It's
It's
saying
not
the same thing.
It's
Right?
it's a lot of people saying the
Yeah.
same things,
That's what I was
and
gonna
it's
say.
it's never a good look. Even one is not a good look. Like, so I mean,
For sure. We'll let it play out. Maybe I'm a little bit too forward with it, but I will say that if it does end up being true, Justin, I won't be wishing the best for you. I'll tell you that one. Yeah.
my mama said if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
That's exactly right. That was my mantra on that. I was like, man, I'm going to say bad things if I keep going. My filter's going to turn off. But, other than that, when it comes to the NFL, it's kind of been a slower week. We don't have a lot going on right now. Saints are kind of filling in their coaching positions.
Yep.
So we'll see that play out. Guy who was their intern, Darren, I think it's Darren Rizzi. He got a job as a special teams coach already, so he's out the door for them. So they're moving around. They're trying to get the chemistry of what their coaching staff's going to be like under Kellen Moore. So
Yeah. And we still got, another couple weeks before free agency actually opens up.
right, and
So-
the Saints are going to be the ones the most interesting to watch. They've already talked about getting rid of Taysom Hill. He's already been on the board. He's probably out the door.
Yeah.
I could see him going up and
I
playing.
always forget that he's like 35 years old.
He's old. Yeah, he's older. He's our age. I think that Taysom Hill stays for one more season, and I think he goes and plays for the Broncos.
You think so?
Yep, that's what I think happens. I think he goes and plays for the Broncos.
Man, I'd like to see him come here to Pittsburgh.
I know, but Sean Payton's going to snag him, and you already know him.
Yeah, probably.
But the Saints, they're the ones with the least amount of money. They have a lot. Them and the Browns have a lot of restructuring to do to make a team for next season. So.
Yeah, they're paying Derek Carr a lot of money. I know probably Kamara's on the books.
They
for
just
a lot
re-signed
of money.
Kamara.
Yeah.
So he's on the lower end of his deal right now.
Did they restructure it?
But it's like Cam Jordan, Ramczyk, people like that, bigger name players for them who've been. They're in their 30s. They're good, but
on the downside of their career,
and they don't need to be making the money that they're making anymore. So we'll see what happens. Ben's going to be breaking that down for you, so make sure you pay attention if you're a Saints fan to what he devises to save your team this offseason. We'll see. I'm interested to find out. Some other things, Ben, I want to talk to you about. I wanted to get into this topic because I was having this topic with a lot of other people out at work or when I was out and about. Did you notice that the marketing for the NHL and what they came up with, management did for this, is so much better than any of the other All-Star games? Like,
this is the best thing they could have ever done.
Like if you look at it in comparison to the NBA All-Star game that is going on, the whatever they're doing, All-Star game stuff, at the same time, nobody is watching that.
No.
And here's a couple reasons why I think why. This is just a couple things. One, you have players like LeBron who last second. He's like supposed to be the mainstay, like the number one guy you want to come watch. If you go to a game that's supposed to have Patrick Mahomes in it and he doesn't play, you're like, what? This sucks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they don't have some of their main guys playing because of load management, because they have to go back and play the end of the regular season, which is understandable to the player, but kind of stupid in the timing of the whole event. Like if they're going to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, having the NBA insider guys be the ones who pick it, don't really love that all that much. Didn't really think it. I mean, like, who cares? I mean, I think Shaq and Charles Barkley and all those guys, Kenny, I think they're funny and I think they're fun to watch. They get me to watch NBA.
Oh yeah,
coverage.
no, those guys are funny.
They're great.
They're a great team.
But I just don't care about them.
Real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah. What you got?
My gripe with those guys, and I like them, but they were actively talking bad about the product while we were watching it, which is like.
Well, because
get
it's a bad product.
Yeah, but they're getting paid millions of dollars to talk about the product. I feel like that's the one time during the All-Star break. You wait till after it's over when you're not literally in the act of displaying it.
While it's on TV,
I'm on. I disagree with you on that, but I actually respect that move because it's just it's
call it what it is.
Yeah, you call it what it is, man. If it's tomato, you call it a tomato.
I can see both sides
I'm
of
just
it.
saying, if I
I'll
was a
tell you
billionaire
this.
that was paying for all that, I'd be pretty mad.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but put out a better product, and then no one would be bitching about it.
Well, that was the other thing I wanted to add. Sorry, before I let you jump back on. It was a 3-hour time slot. 44 minutes was basketball. The other 2 hours and whatever I didn't say was commercials, breaks, and stupid side stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Thank you for mentioning that. Kevin Hart, dude. Kevin Hart, like what a terror! Like who wanted to? I don't know if you watched any of it or any highlights or Paul, if you did.
I didn't know.
Dude, they had Kevin Hart on the sideline like chirping players while they were playing. And like nobody was trying. You could tell they weren't really trying at all.
Well, yeah, because it's an
I can
all-star
see what they were
game,
trying to
it's
do, but I feel like they missed the mark. Like they're trying to make it more fun and like pokey and all that
Right.
stuff, and I don't think they did it right. Where like I don't know, the NFL's is it's okay. It's better than that, right? Don't you think the NFL's
Yeah.
pro day is
not
better
by
than,
much.
Not much.
It's
That's
better
true.
than
Like,
that, though.
I was going to bring this up too now that I think about it. Do you think if the NBA did something like region-based, like the Northeast versus the Southwest or whatever, if they did, because they can't do nations. There's not enough guys from different nations to make basketball.
So this is what I had on that, Paul. So I'm on the same exact route as Paul is, guys. What I think, you and I were talking about this a little bit.
Yeah.
The
Right before
NBA
the
should
show.
do USA versus the world.
I think there's enough international talent in the
Yeah, there is now.
NBA to
Europe.
do that.
Yeah,
and you can get guys who play over in Europe to play on that international team.
Canada can even foster their own team. Honestly, they have basketball players. They got Shea, they've got Zach Edey, they've got players too. So I mean, like, I think that they missed the mark. I think Paul's kind of right in the way that he described it. They tried to make it a fun, interactive, like laugh thing while you watch some basketball, and maybe got to learn a little bit more about who the basketball player is because they're not as hyped up and paying attention to the game.
Yeah.
But nobody likes that because if you go and look at the NHL, dude, everybody is talking about this NHL game.
It's been great.
Whether you're in
watching the Four
Finland,
Nations.
Sweden.
I mean, I really only watched the game Saturday night, USA and Canada.
Yeah.
It's the only game I've actually watched.
I've been working most of it, but I've been watching all those highlights, and they're dope.
Yeah. No,
Dude.
because they're actually playing.
Yeah,
they're legit playing hockey.
That is the point I wanted to make is it's the level of trying. The reason why this NHL thing is so much better than any of the other products that the other leagues are putting out is because look at flag football. No one's trying in that.
Me personally, I do not want to watch flag football.
And they're not even the best players.
Ever. No, it's never. It's not even the best player. Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah.
Dude. Like it's
goofy.
The Pro Bowl games is a joke as well.
Pro Bowl's a joke.
It's just they need to figure out something because it's just not worth. It's not worth watching. It's not worth being put on TV. They put way too much money, but the game's kind of pointing towards going to flag football anyways. And if it does, then I'm just done with football. But
but here's like the other thing with that, like we just said with the NFL and how it's not the best players playing. That same thing can be said about the NBA. We got Matt McClung, I think is his first name, but McClung, who's the dunk contest winner.
He's in the G
League.
He's
great.
He's literally
he's not even in the league.
No, he's literally in the G League. But John Morant, like McClung's been begging John Morant to do it with him for years, and those guys won't do it. And like that's the biggest issue with the NBA is the guys don't want to do it. Now I kind of get it. If I'm John Morant, I'm not trying to waste like 6 hours and not make any money and maybe blow my knee out trying to dunk a ball. But like for the product's sake, they got to figure something.
It's for
out.
the product. Yeah.
So there's no incentive for these players to do any of like
if they win. But
only if they win.
Here's the thing: NBA players make so much money that they don't care.
Right.
McClung doesn't make any money, so he goes and wins, and that's worth more than his contract.
Yeah, John Morant
gets
makes
like
what
$3
he'd
million
probably
for
make there
winning
in a night, dude. He literally probably makes what he would make there in a night, like not even
yeah.
playing.
Yeah. So
that's,
at that point, don't even have the All-Star game.
well, I think they.
I mean, it helps out guys like McClung who come up and can win the dunk contest and
Helps
win
out his
some money.
Instagram. That's about it.
And Instagram. But that's about it. But then just make it a paper thing. Just here's our All-Stars. Here's a week off. Enjoy your week off. Come back to the season and we'll go back at it. Well, like don't even do it then.
But Red on the world thing that we were talking about. He says Wemby, Luka, Jokic, Giannis on one team. Like just imagine, like
Yeah.
I would
Like,
much
I would
rather
watch
watch that versus the USA or versus the Canadian team than watch a bunch of goofy guys having a comedian be the announcer of the game. Like it just not a good product in my opinion. Wasn't a good
Snoop
idea.
Dogg wasn't there.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg coming out, absolutely. Other things
I think Snoop Dogg's more a hockey guy, anyways.
Snoop Dogg's a hockey guy. I know he's a Steeler guy, but I don't know what he is outside of that.
Snoop Dogg likes hockey.
Huh? Is he a Penguin guy?
I don't know if he's a Penguin fan, but like he likes hockey.
Okay.
So
I did. Now that we're talking about hockey, and one thing I wanted to mention, super cool. The first 9 seconds of that USA and Canada game, dude. Both of the Kachuk brothers, both coming out, getting into a fight. Who was the third guy? Do you remember? It's a defenseman. I think he plays for Vancouver, but I honestly can't remember who the third one was. But, dude, the dap up felt around the world when those two brothers both get into a fight. First 6 seconds of the game, both in the penalty box.
Right? Yeah, that was great. I mean, Canada. Don't boo our national anthem.
Yeah, you're gonna get really messed up if you do that.
Yeah,
in your own game, bro.
So
in Montreal.
So there is a rematch coming up.
Yeah,
against USA and
Canada
on
Thursday
for it all.
Mm-hmm.
So they can get revenge, but that first game that was so satisfying.
Oh my god,
just
the best.
Don't disrespect us, man.
I saw a ton of reels. I couldn't help myself but watch the reels, and my Patriot blood was pumping at full throttle. And,
dude.
The comments, and it's great. It's like, we are back, baby. Eagle,
we're back,
Eagle.
Baby.
Like, we are back.
Dude, what a time for Americans right now, specifically because, like, if you were on, like, for instance, we're on TikTok right now. If you were able to see any of the reels that we're going through, like Paul was saying, there was a bunch of Canadian ones that were like, you're coming to our town and we're going to kick your butt and all this political stuff. And then, like, dude, the comments were just Americans going nuts on them.
USA, USA.
Is what it is. I don't want to get into the political side of things, but don't boo people's anthems. You've never heard us.
I'm just talking strictly hockey.
I
beat them at their own game.
That's the end and the beginning of it is don't boo people's anthems for basically any reason. If it's not Hitler, chill.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's exactly right. They need to calm down, and I'll leave it at that because anything beyond that, I'm going to start becoming unfiltered. I mean, thanks. I'm doing a good job today, man. I'm doing a good job, and I'm going to keep on that track. Another thing I wanted to talk about was that next round that just happened, because we were talking about that game, but it had happened a couple days ago.
Yeah,
the game with the fights. So what happened next was the Canadians played Finland.
Yes.
And in that game, they came out hot. They were killing them. Mm-hmm. They killed them off the bat. If they would have, they needed to win that game to make it to the championship.
Yes.
If they didn't, and the U.S. decided to lose the game, then Sweden would have been the team that got knocked in. I'm pretty sure that's how the mathed out.
Yeah.
Either way, Canada, most of the game, absolutely destroying. End of the game, almost let it up. They did get an empty netter to make it, I think it was, 5-3, but it was 4-3, and they scored Finland like 2 goals in the last minute of the game. So with 6 men out there, they were able to accomplish that. It was pretty fun to watch the end of it. I watched the third period rather. It was great. Other side, USA did fall to Sweden, but it didn't seem to matter because they were already locked in for their spot.
Yeah, we were locked in for the championship game already.
I did want to mention one other thing. We just hyped them up, the Tkachuk boys. Both of them have come up on the injury report. Both of them. The older one, I can't remember their first names at the moment. It's Brady, Matt and something.
Matt and Brady.
Okay, Matt and Brady. Matt left the game early in the last one, and Brady is on the injury report right now. But they're hockey players, so I expect them both to play.
No, the hockey guys, they play through injuries.
Right. So we'll see Tortorella versus our old guy, Dan Bousman, I believe. Isn't he the coach? Or is it who's the coach?
It's Sullivan.
It's Sully. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Sullivan.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to watch.
He's coaching USA.
I thought he was coaching Canada.
No, Mike Sullivan's from Boston.
No, is he really? Oh, man.
It's Tortorella.
Tortorella is for Canada, right?
I had them switched.
Yeah, you had them switched.
I thought Tortorella was the United States.
Sullivan for USA, Tortorella for Canada.
Just since we brought him up, I want to mention that Tortorella has the most punchable face in the history of
dude. Yeah,
for
man.
Sure.
It's just, don't even get me started on Tortorella.
Who is he the head coach of? Is it the Rangers? Or he was at one point in time, right?
He's been a head coach for a bunch of different teams.
I thought so.
I can't remember.
I just remember him and our head coach getting into mad arguments in the playoffs. Screaming matches in the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun game to watch.
He was a coach for the Flyers. He was a coach for the Rangers. He was in Columbus. He was in Columbus.
Yes, Columbus. That is right.
I can't remember.
He's probably been on like 20 teams
right now for the life of me.
I'm going to make you do a clip of it because there'll be so many of them. You know what I mean? Just name them all off.
The New York teams too, right?
Yeah, he was the head coach for the Rangers for.
Yeah, he was
the
head coach of the Rangers.
I just don't know where he's at right now, which
doesn't really necessarily matter.
The coaches in the NHL do not last very long.
No, they don't.
Like Mike Sullivan is a unicorn in that aspect.
100%. No, 100%. And Bausma behind him was too as well. So we're going to have that game coming up. It's Thursday. You let me know it's in Montreal. I thought it was in Boston, which really stinks. I thought we were going to have home field advantage.
It's in Canada.
What I would say, Montreal. If you are Canadian, I wouldn't boo. I think that would be a really, really bad call for you because you see what happens when you make Americans angry. They do better at stuff. It's just natural. It's just what happens. Just don't poke the bear, you won't get bit. Yeah. I mean, that's the way that I would put it.
We real bacon down here.
Oh, Canadian bacon, yeah, ham. I was like, wait, what? TM, Steelers Nation, what's up, dog? Welcome into the live. Ben, what else did you want to cover here today? Was there anything else that happened this week that we wanted to bring to play? I did want to let everybody know. Make sure you look for a notification on Thursday. We're going to be popping on for that Canadian and USA game. I'll be on. You can join me in the multi-guest, and we'll do some watch-along. So, guys, make sure that you're paying attention for that. Ben, did you have anything else you did want to cover today? Sorry, I cut you off. Was there anything else for today other than the fact that the number one quarterback being talked about in free agency for some reason is Sam Darnold, not Justin Fields or Russell Wilson?
Yeah, no, I seen that. They're like thinking about where Sam Darnold's going to go. Yeah. I mean, wherever he goes, he's not going to do as good as he did this year.
Absolutely not.
Because he won't have the same wide receiver core.
100%, yeah.
So it's just people think that like maybe like someone, it's not like he's going to come to Pittsburgh, but like coming here, I don't think that would work well because he's not a great quarterback. He just had really good talent all around him up in Minnesota. I mean, other than that, the Steelers just need to go ahead and sign Justin Fields already. So, like, I can sleep at night.
Yeah, no, I'm there.
It's literally keeping me up at night.
I think that the number one thing that I'd want to make sure, and we're going to continue to talk about this each week when we're on, is Aaron Rodgers, do not come here. We don't want you. That's the number one thing. Red's in chat saying, welcome to the team. Absolutely not. We don't want him. No. That would be my least favorite.
I've also seen that the Steelers have interest in Daniel Jones.
That's right. That's right. And when you guys watch my 32 and 30 R 32 for 32, wait for it. What's up?
1 year, $5 million.
1 year, $5 million.
I know. I want him for 0 years, $0 million.
I don't know. Let us know, chat, what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that.
It was Kep who said it.
Oh, I don't know.
TM says no Rodgers, no Jones. I agree with you, bro. I mean, Jones would be a backup. He wouldn't be a starter. I want Justin Fields no matter what. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think about that.
I don't want Daniel Jones on the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't know. He was a starting quarterback. He has some veteranship to him. Maybe. But, yeah, other than that, if we didn't have anything else for today, guys, thank you for joining. I appreciate you joining in. Remember, we're going to be live coming up for that hockey game on Thursday. And then make sure you are liking, subscribing, and following so that you're staying up with the content that we're going to be producing. 32 for 32 should be dropping this Saturday. Make sure that you're paying attention so when we do your team, you can yell at us for screwing up your team.
Yeah.
On that one, guys.
We'll do our best not to, though.
Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace. I was really trying hard to extend some things.
I see.
Like,
I see.